Warren Buffett, often deemed as one of the most successful investors of all time. His investing style and strategy has been scrutinized and studied by investors and finance professionals all around the world. In this video, I thought it'd be interesting to take a deep dive into his investing strategy with some focus on dividend investing specifically, and just see what's really contributed to his immense success. First, let's just start with a brief overview of his background. Born in Nebraska, 1930, he showed an early interest in investing and business, and by the age of 11, he had already purchased his first stock. Over the course of his career, Warren Buffett has developed a unique investing style, characterized by a few key principles. One of the most notable principles of his investing style is his focus on value investing. This strategy involves purchasing stocks trading at a discounted price relative to their intrinsic value. He's famously said that he looks for a good business at a fair price, not a fair business at a good price. In other words, he doesn't really care about picking up discounted companies if they're just at a good deal for the sake of getting a good deal. Instead, he's focused on finding companies with strong underlying fundamentals, such as a strong track record of earnings, growth, and a strong balance sheet. Once he's found these companies, he looks to then purchase it at a discounted price compared to its intrinsic value, with the expectation that the stock price will eventually rise to reflect the true value of the business. Another key principle of Warren's investing style is his focus on long-term investing. Unlike many investors that are constantly buying and selling to try and capitalize on short-term market fluctuations, Buffett takes a much more patient approach to investing. He's famously said that he looks for businesses that he can hold on to forever. This long-term perspective helps him to ride out market fluctuation and focus on the underlying strengths of the business that he invested in. Now let's talk about one specific aspect of Buffett's investing style: his approach to dividends. While many investors focus on high dividends as a way to generate income, Buffett has historically been less interested in dividends. But I do want to show you something interesting in just a second, so do stick around. Instead, he prefers to reinvest those dividends back into the business in order to drive growth. However, this is not to say that Buffett completely ignores dividends. In fact, he has made investments in a number of dividend-paying stocks over the years. I wanted to share this table with you, and this is just a snapshot into some companies Warren Buffett has in his portfolio, so within Berkshire Hathaway. And I think this was taken from Q4 2022, so there may be some slight changes, but it definitely gives you the largest holdings in his portfolio. And out of this group of companies here that you can see, the only two on this list that don't actually pay a dividend are DaVita and VeriSign. All of the others are dividend-paying companies. But clearly, if he only cared about dividends and not about growth, which is not the case, but if he did, he probably wouldn't have Apple as his largest holding right now, because Apple doesn't really pay a very good dividend. And if he was focused on just that, he would most likely have a high dividend yield in this position. So clearly he thinks Apple is a good company, it's undervalued right now, and it will grow over time. And I resonate with this approach that he has, the importance of investing into good quality companies and not just the ones with a high dividend yield. And I find that if you show an interest into dividend investing like I have, a lot of people then start telling you that you don't care about growth or any other companies. But I really don't think that has to be the case. You can kind of do both. Although Berkshire Hathaway itself doesn't actually pay a dividend and prefers to reinvest those dividends into growth, I wouldn't say that Buffett is actually afraid of dividend stocks in his portfolio. So if Warren Buffett doesn't care about dividends, but I've said that he has a lot of dividend stocks in his portfolio, why is that? Well, it's because typically speaking, those companies that are very established and pay a dividend have strong financial balance sheets. And that's kind of what's happening with the companies on his list. When I was looking at some articles for this video, I found something absolutely mind-blowing to me, and I just wanted to share it. So it's an article from Q4 2022, and it says, I'll put it on the screen, but it says, over the next 12 months, Warren Buffett's more than 24 dividend-paying securities are expected to generate over $6 billion in dividend income. $6 billion in dividend income, and he's not even a dividend investor. It's incredible. And approximately 71% of this amount will come from just 5 holdings. That to me just blows my mind, and you can appreciate the scale of his portfolio here and why he truly is one of the best investors in the world. So what are the main points? Warren cares for value investing. He finds those companies that have a competitive moat, are loved by customers, and are a long-term play. Something that really stood out to me is that he doesn't try and buy just cyclical companies or just non-cyclical companies or really try and time the market as such. He just focuses on buying good quality companies. And that's what it comes down to with him, buy-in value. He says time and time again, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. So whilst dividends may not be the focus for Buffett, he does recognize them as an income source for investors. And as a long-term investor, he is willing to accept a lower yield for long-term capital appreciation. So we've chatted about Warren Buffett's investing style, but if you want to chat about my investing style and your investing style, then consider joining my Discord where we can chat investing every single day. Also, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I'm active there every single day and I'm absolutely loving it. So go and join in with some conversation. But thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.